welcome to Legend TV. My name is Jacob Russell, and today we're going to be talking about the Mandela Effect. Yes, many of you have heard of this Mandela Effect. Maybe some of you have not. Maybe this is the first time you're hearing about it. Well, today I'm going to talk about a little bit about what the history is behind the Mandela Effect and what it is, so you can understand what it is. So the Mandela Effect is named after Nelson Mandela. Okay, the this conspiracy basically arose around between it basically started between 2010 and 2013. And so basically what happened is a lot of people around the world, and even in textbooks as well, remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison. Okay, and so a long time ago. And so, anyways, on the news, and it announced in 2013 that he died. Now, what's really interesting about that is a lot of people do not remember that. A lot of people actually remember him dying much earlier than that. And so there's a series of different what you call like forgotten memories or misremembered memories or whatnot. And what that has caused is a lot of people are saying, yeah, you know what, I remember it this way or whatnot, right? And so that's why this conspiracy is actually called the Mandela Effect, is because it was first really brought to prominence on the internet and stuff like that, with Nelson Mandela's death. Now, this this theory has been going on somewhere around like 2010. So that's basically what the Mandela Effect, where it came from. And so very large groups of people, they remember odd different things and stuff like that, in a certain way. But like when people look back at it and they say, okay, well, you know what, this has changed, or it's not even there at all, like a line from a movie, or like a logo or something like that that's been changed, and it's very strange. So, and the only reasoning behind it is like, oh no, it's always been like that. So, that's just how it always been. Interesting. So there's two leading theories, or two popular theories on basically the Mandela Effect and what people think may have happened. The first one is time travel. So some people believe that the time travelers have gone back. The time travelers have gone back and forth from the future into the past and stuff like that. Now, if you think about it, it actually kind of makes sense, because even if we only discovered time travel like 1,000 years from now, right, which is a long time, they technically could have and would have, if they're time traveling, they would do some sort of experimentation and come back to the past. Now, if they were able to get back to the past, that means that 1,000 years from now, that would be our present, but they would be going back into their past, right? So if you understand that basically the time traveling events and stuff like that in the future would be happening now and in previous times before us, it stands to reason that it actually makes a lot of sense that time travelers may accidentally or purposely actually change, one minor event or something like that, and because of what's known as the butterfly effect, which I'll go into in another video. The butterfly effect is like if you change one little thing, massive amounts of things can actually be changed as a result. So Um, but I'll go into, like I said, I'll go into the butterfly effect in full detail in another video. This video, I just wanted to touch up on the Mandela effect. Um, and so I've been doing a lot of research into this recently, and I've been looking at that recently because I've been very curious as to what is actually going on here. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it's just misremembered things and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. But no, no, I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. The the second the second leading theory on it or explanation of it is a parallel universe. And I'll talk about parallel universes in another video as well. I plan to make another video on that. So a lot of people believe that the last decade or two, the world has actually went through like some kind of like black hole or um, some kind of like wormhole or something like that, where we actually changed worlds or changed universes. So the theory of just to go into that a little bit, the theory of parallel universes is that we have unlimited realities and unlimited dimensions that we live in parallel to. So, like if you have like Earth 1, Earth 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on and so on and so forth. And so the idea is that you and me and everyone around you and stuff like that exist, but or may not exist, but in a parallel universe. So that means that we occupy the same space and time, like time reference or so, the same space in the universe. So like Earth 1 and Earth 2 would essentially be overlapping each other. And they don't collide because of the phasal shift between the different universes. Um, and so that is a theory that some scientists actually have looked into. Even Einstein and stuff like that had some theories on that as well. And it is believed that there are many, many different dimensions that we cannot see. And one of the explanations of that would be quantum physics when you delve deep into that. But I'll go into that in another video. What I did want to focus on, though, is continuing with this. So, with a parallel universe, people believe that something changed, that some kind of event changed, and and like now we're living in this universe, and everything pretty much seems the same except for small little things where you don't really think about it much, but then it's like, hey, wait a minute, this has changed quite a bit. Um, but we don't know the extent of just um, how much it's actually changed. There could be continents and other places and stuff like that. Like one of the biggest famous ones is that a lot of people believe that there was 52 states in America, and a lot of people still believe this and have believed it for a long time. And even some schools have taught that. I even remember being taught that the United States had 52 states. Um, I remember that vividly in school, in history. And geography actually is when I learned that. But I was always very good at geography and history and science and stuff like that. Um, and I know that I remember I even talked to some of my old teachers, and they've even said, yeah, there's 52 states. No, there's only 50 states. So there's certain things like that where it's just like, where like what happened? Now, the the another interesting thing too is like logos, like I said, have all changed and people have sworn and stuff like that. One of the most famous instances, though, is actually Um, Bernstein bears. Okay, a lot of people remember, like for example, do you remember those books that were all about um, this family of bears and stuff like that? And a lot of people remember it as the Bernstein bears. Okay, Bernstein, Bernstein. Okay, let that sink in with an E, Bernstein. Now, 99%, well, not at 99%, I don't know what the statistics are, but a huge amount of people, um, a lot of people remember it as Bernstein Bears, including myself. Now, it actually is, or at least now it is, Bernstein Bears with an A instead of an E. I don't know what to think about that because I specifically remember that. Now, you could say, okay, well, that's just one letter and whatnot, but there's many different examples with the show Star Wars, um, Forrest Gump, even a whole movie that didn't exist, right? With like Shazam, that didn't even exist. Um, with Sinbad in it, right? And there's so many different things where it was like, okay, well, like what's going on here, right? But yeah, so those are topics for another video. But in this video, I just wanted to announce that I am starting a full series. There's so much content to be made just on the Mandela Effect alone. I'm going to do a full series on the Mandela Effect itself, um, going into all of the different examples and stuff like that. And so I'm going to do that in the format of like a top 10 kind of listing. Um, and so I'm very excited for that series. And I'd like you guys to all, like guys, girls, whatever, something in between. Just kidding. So I'd like everyone to check that out, um, and to watch that series. That would be really great. That'd be really cool. So, anyways, so thank you for watching, and yeah. So remember, stay safe, stay vigilant, stay informed.